Beers. Bloody brilliant.
Beers.
Bloody brilliant sport.
And welcome back to the Bloody Brilliant Beers podcast, brought to you by Bluebet.
That's Clutz, I'm Das. We are the Bloody Brilliant Beers. We started out reviewing craft beers on Facebook, and now we bring you the conversation that you'd more than likely hear from the front bar at your local. And Clutzy, where are we coming to the lovely frothies from today, mate?
Wow, Caxton Hotel, wow.
Like every other week, we're coming to you live from the best pub on planet Earth. It's the Caxton Hotel. Now, this is our sports show, weekly sports show, where, as always, we'd ask if you're looking for a breakdown of analysis and stats and that sort of thing, kindly
Fuck off.
fuck off. This is not the podcast for you. And joining us again, as always, Sir Donald Cuckman.
Oh, thank you.
From the Donny Sports
It's always just great intros from you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I told Clutzy when we first started that I was going to do that every week. And then I did forget about it this week, but he texted me just before. I've had this idea and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely using that because I didn't think of that one. So
Yeah, shout out to the cricket.
Yeah, shout out to the cricket. We're all about it. But yeah, Donny from Donny Sports. Make sure you check him out. He's Donny Sports everywhere. Does his own stuff. So get around the man. He's a great man. How are you, mate?
I'm really good. I'm really, really good. How are you?
I'm also really good.
Well, I'm good because the Cowboys broke the NRL record for the best win all time. So that's why I'm feeling as good as I am.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a good start.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Congrats.
man. You had literally zero input into them doing that.
Well, there's a bit of spirit involved,
Bit of
you know.
support,
bit
spirit
of
fingers
support.
at the TV, maybe.
Did you tip him this way?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
We
against
do
the
a
Tide.
tipping show together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
but remember that time where you didn't tip them against the Panthers because you're not a true fan?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do remember.
And
I
then
do
they
remember.
won. They beat the Panthers, I'm pretty sure.
How is that somehow overshadowed that they have the biggest win in NRL?
Well, it was against the Tigers.
Immediately right turn into me being a shit bloke.
Well, it was against the Tigers. It was against the Tigers. And also, you'll find one thing about this podcast is we can pretty much right turn anything into you being a shit bloke. So.
Yeah, exactly, because as Derek Zoolander once said, you can't turn left. So.
On that topic, actually, Donny, I've got a bit of a bone to pick with you, mate. You chopped up a clip last week from the show.
Yes, I did.
About your soccer story.
Yeah.
And the clip went quite well on Facebook and Instagram and
soccer
TikTok and everything.
story,
Soccer
yes.
story. And you just got hammered for plenty of things in the
Just
comments.
a lot of things went wrong in that video.
Basically bringing our podcast into disrepute.
Oh, I don't know about all that. I feel like, if anything, the engagement has done nothing but benefit us all greatly. We have
We
a
do
lot
love
more
engagement.
soccer fans involved now.
What were they pinging you about? Using the wrong footage at one stage?
So I was sitting on the couches here before we came on. I had the story ready to go, and I'm like, oh, it'd be good to have some vision. Pump it into YouTube.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, the game that Australia beat Samoa 31-0 or whatever
Came up.
had been renamed into the game that I was looking for specifically. And everyone was like, oh, I can tell that that's Archie Thompson. It's like, there's 4 pixels and it's the back of his head. There is no shot you knew that. And I even pinned the comment that said, this is the wrong footage. And I said, yeah, I know. Just pretend they're wearing different kits for me, trying to make it. No, at least 200 comments. You know, this is the real.
There was a few Juans and Carloses that were really getting into
Yeah.
their work into you. So
And then what was the other thing they pinged you about calling it soccer?
I always call it soccer. I love calling it soccer because in my country, when you make it to the top tier, you play for the Socceroos. So in my opinion, I'm allowed to call it soccer. And that's what I was doing. I just kept on adding the Socceroos. Whenever one of these blokes said, it's actually football, it's like, cool. What a weird hill to die on as well. Like, I mean,
it's a very strange all the time.
Yeah.
No one ever talks about that.
yeah. Like everyone knows what we're talking about. Everyone knows what football we're talking about. What you know what I mean?
do you
Like,
know where the term soccer came from?
no.
It's short for association football, and the Poms came up with it. So it's like, it's your own fucking word. It's your own word. I'm just using it.
But Donny, one thing we have to remember about the English is that they don't give a fuck about what they've said in the past.
oh, that's
or what
very
they've
true.
done in
That
the
is very
past.
true.
And that has been made evident by the cricket this week. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Let's fucking crucify someone for getting a legitimate wicket.
Yep. Stay
When
in
the
your
day
crease, bro.
before someone got a wicket and caught the ball, put their hand down and apparently didn't have control.
Yeah.
But we accepted it. We
Moved
didn't
on.
Moved on as a
fucking
nation.
cry and say spirit of the game.
Moved on as a soccer playing nation and won the test.
Yeah,
I guess.
exactly. Cricket isn't even our number one sport, so
Soccer
2-0.
is.
Yeah, soccer's our number one sport.
clearly at the moment England doesn't have a fucking sport.
No, they're not good for
They
much.
suck.
Shout out to all our English listeners. There was actually a lot of them chirping us before the Ashes, and they've fallen a bit quiet over the last little while. So,
there's
you know,
a lot-
what's, you know what I love? Like when we get chirped like that pre-game, and you don't chirp back,
Yeah.
and then you win. You're like, I don't need to open this anymore, do I?
Case closed.
If they chirp you and you chirp back and then win, it's still not as sweet as if you just had said nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, Donny was talking to me today and he's like, yeah, and the funny thing about it was what happened every time you tagged the Socceroos in the comments.
So the Socceroos have sold their naming rights on social media, and I assume in general to be the Subway Socceroos. So every time I reply, whenever I would reply to a comment, I would at them, but it'd end up saying, mate, you'll have to take it up with the Subway Socceroos.
That is so funny.
This is not an ad for Subway.
No shot.
No, it's meant to be an ad for our national soccer team.
Yeah.
The Domino's Socceroos.
And it's just how grim is that to just give away the first half of your name? And also, whose right is that to sell?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the people's team.
Yeah.
You have no right to sell the first half of the Socceroos.
Like, imagine as a Cowboys supporter, if let's say you hated Subway and they just became the Subway Cowboys.
It's
you'd be
so
like,
weird. And like, the Cowboys
Imagine
are...
that was a name. Like, sorry to butt in there, but I'm thinking like, not from a food perspective. If you just saw that and you saw the Subway Cowboys and you're over in America, right?
Yeah.
It's just these dudes dressed up, jumping from fucking train to train in the subways, having a fucking heist.
Yeah.
It'd be so good.
yeah.
There's been a few teams that give away the first half of their name.
Yeah.
There's the Canberra Raiders this year on socials go as formerly the Toyota Forklift Canberra Raiders, which is just
That one is
such a
fun.
mouthful.
That one is so fun.
Such a mouthful. The Cowboys are obviously the Toyota Cowboys.
Yeah, not
which
as
is
bad.
Not as bad as the Toyota Forklift
Yeah.
Canberra Raiders.
It's because they're lifting the nation's capital to the top of the rugby league world.
There's also the Vodafone Warriors, I believe. I don't know if they still
the
are.
One Warriors.
Oh, the
now.
One Warriors,
And
okay.
The one, it kind of slips under the radar because it just sounds cool.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
almost feels like it is not a brand.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know who else there is. I know that a lot of people do sell their naming rights, but in league, I think they're
There
the
was
worst
one,
ones.
but we need to put up a tombstone for this one. The St. George Dragons.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
well, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Weren't they called that before they got the bank on board anyway? Maybe
Well,
not.
now I think they're just the Dragons.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I see what you mean, but they're from St. George
Yeah.
still. Yeah, but they're not called it. Yep,
Yeah.
sorry. I understand. I actually did a bit of research today and came up with a few. There's a few from League, obviously, which is where we play most of the time, but plenty of overseas ones as well. The first one, which we all know and love, is Canberra Milk. Canberra Milk actually did a lime-flavoured milk
Which
for
is
the Raiders.
crazy.
Unbelievable.
Lime flavoured milk, yes or no?
I think yes, but on a very rare occasion. Like, it's not something that you'd want as a staple as your diet.
I remember very early on in the pod, long time listener, very early guest, Paddy O'Toole, had a bit of a heated debate in the podcast sphere with Ryan Freeney, another old
I can
friend,
barely remember
about
this.
lime milk.
At a shock to no one. I
And
can't
then
remember it.
it extended into our fucking football chats.
So it went from the pod to
It
like
went from the
outside.
pod to our football chats because Freeney was like, what psychos like lime milk, like Paddy O'Toole, and was
Yeah.
like tagging him, and they had
I don't mind
full-on-
it.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't be getting it all the time, but a nice occasional treat.
No, I think it just shows Ryan's age. If
Yeah,
I'm being
like
perfectly
I'm
honest.
choosing chocolate 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
if I'm getting flavored milk.
Where do you sit on a banana milkshake? Because I got drilled. We went away for our draft weekend earlier in the year, and we went to a milkshake bar. There was 42 different flavors, and I
Yeah.
picked banana, and I got ostracized.
Again, I would occasionally get it. I'm probably more of a banana
I was
smoothie
gonna say,
guy.
maybe the place with 42 different ones, I'd go for something a bit different.
Yeah, me
But
too.
I don't think there's anything wrong with a banana smoothie.
No,
No.
He's getting
I-
milkshake though,
there's a
not
place for
smoothie. Like it's banana
Oh, yeah,
flavored
sorry,
milk.
banana milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
well, that's still
it's
fine.
not too bad. Yeah,
Because they were
Well,
saying
it's like-
it's a lime category, and I just don't see that at all.
I would almost categorize it in the lime category,
Oh.
but not that that's a bad thing.
Yeah,
I
it's
just
not a bad thing. It's not my go-to. I'm more of a caramel sort of operator.
big time caramel guy over here.
Or honeycomb or butterscotch.
fuck
Pretty much
yeah.
all in the same realm there.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you combine them all together.
And if you get like
pay an
ice cream and
exorbitant-
chunky shit in it, oh yeah.
But you pay an exorbitant amount for caramel, butterscotch, honeycomb, and you go, oh my God, I'm literally just having the same three things.
Yep.
The same thing
But
3 times.
I'll do it
And
time
I've
and time
overpaid
again.
for it.
On the topic of other drinks, and again, these aren't timestamps, so don't quote me. It might not be the case anymore. But Liverpool actually have an official coconut water. There is a coconut water of the Liverpool football team in England. I think the brand's called Chaco or something. I don't know how to fucking pronounce it.
Oh, yep.
That's another thing I don't want to be fact checked on the pronunciation of any of these fucking brands or team names.
We're not looking to offend anyone.
One of my favourite brand deals from the EPL, Man City signed a deal with Tinder and went on a shocking run. They actually got fucked 3 times in the following 7 days after they signed the deal with Tinder. They got fucking pumped. There's the Getafe, I think that's how you say it, from Spain team. They had Burger King as their major sponsor, and they had the Burger King logo like in the middle of their jersey at the front where you'd expect it. But they actually did this thing where if you turn the jersey inside out and put it over your head like the players do when they score, they had a picture of the Burger King's face. So it's like, be like the Burger King was running around on field.
That's awesome.
One of my favourites, Voke Fallas, I don't know how to say it, it's a Greek team. They were sponsored by their local brothel, Villa Erotica. So shout out to the boys over in Greece getting the job done.
That's awesome. That's horny stuff.
Yeah, it literally is.
It really is. I'm a big fan of that.
But Clutzy and I were talking, Donny, off the back of this, and we think there's a potential business opportunity for the Bloody Brilliant Beers. I don't want to say podcast because it's bigger than that. Network. And that's to be like some weird sponsors. So like if you've got a sporting team out there, social, whatever, we don't care, and you want to be sponsored by us, get in touch, info@bloodybrilliantbeers.com.
However, it has to be a weird. We're not just gonna.
We're not gonna be on.
We're not going on the sleeve.
No,
we're not going on
no.
your fucking front.
No.
Like a right cheek.
Right cheeks somewhat there. I'm thinking more ass crack.
I don't think right cheek because I know we've got a couple of sponsors on like basically the right cheek of our shorts.
I want to be like tramp stamp area. Gooch.
Yeah, Gooch.
Gooch sponsors of your local team. That'd be good.
Armpits.
Soles of the socks. No one's going to be able to see it, but like you'll know. We'll all know. So yeah, info@bloodybrilliantbeers.com. Reach out. Let us know how you want us to sponsor you, and we'll make it happen if it makes sense. We're not just going to do it for everyone.
I did a little bit of research too, and I also found that Greek team. Did you happen to see how much they sold that sponsorship for? $1,300.
And the boys are in there every Saturday getting brown paper bag deals after they play for sure.
The president of the club went on the radio after they signed the deal and said the first thing the players asked for, is there any bonuses involved with the sponsorship?
Yeah, it shocked me. Awesome. Maybe we should get Honeybees to sponsor Jeeps, Josh.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know how Herbert like that.
Yeah. We are Kittenman as well. Forgot about that.
I think the boys will probably pay them back. Kittenman. Yeah, we're not full-blown cats yet.
No,
just
no.
little kittens.
Kittenman.
I'm just trying to think, what would be the funniest sponsor for like a part of the body? Can you imagine like fucking erection pills?
Yeah.
Right on the cock.
Yeah. Or like a tattoo and piercing place, but just 2 logos on the nipples that make it look like pierced nipples on the jersey. That would be funny.
Maybe we can incorporate that into the 6th grade jersey next year.
I used to love when like the UFC fighters and the boxers would just like actually paint themselves.
Yeah.
Like how low are you willing to go?
Dude, we got a fight coming up. Like,
you can just get across the back painted on you.
Yeah. Cost more for Clutzy because he's got more surface area across his back. So like
then at the same time, they know that there might be more competition and real estate on the body, so you could sell it for less.
Yeah, true.
Maybe we could do something. I'd be very willing to do this, to get temporary tattoos and people pay for words, but it can't be too fucked if it's going to be like...
Yeah.
So people aren't putting
cunt.
No.
Businesses aren't reaching out.
No.
You just mean like frothies can just put
like,
phrases on your body.
Love you, mum, from Don.
Yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah.
And just temp tats everywhere.
Get one like on your jaw.
You're just a walking Twitch
No
live chat.
regrets.
Yeah.
Such as life.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Such as life on the back.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, we can do that for sure.
We're at such is and then life. So it's Tommy's going to cop such is and then a headbutt from life.
Don't know if you can headbutt in the fights we're doing, but we'll see.
Well, honestly, haven't been stated yet.
Yeah, there's no rules that have been stated.
How's that fucking lava cake going?
Yeah, the lava cake is delicious.
I will say rogue. I've never seen a man like freehand a lava cake.
Yeah, I did it the other night. It's trickier than you'd think, but it's fucking...
It doesn't seem that easy.
This is a big call. My favourite menu item from Domino's, definitely lava cake.
Yeah, absolutely. The lava cake is always reigning supreme.
Yeah, but you didn't order one, so...
Well, I for some reason picked wings. Like I'm going to be able to do that on the show. Like just absolutely
your funeral, man.
Cold wings for me.
Well, there is over 600 different combinations you can get with the My Domino's bar.
That's it. So during the week, it was actually last week, really, well, back end of last week, the Ashes, everyone would have seen it. It's all that's been talked about in pretty much every media outlet in the world.
Is that the game where we went over to England and we won the 2 games in a row now?
Yeah,
So
I was going to say, just to clarify, it wasn't the first one, it was the second one that we also won.
But we've won both.
Yeah, we've won both. So it's
Yeah,
2-0,
sweet.
third game starting tonight. If we win that, Ashes are ours.
Oh, so
in
England haven't even won a game
Oh,
yet.
shit, no.
Really?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
their home country?
Yeah, no.
Jeez, that's
Yeah.
fucking pathetic,
Yeah,
man.
pretty pathetic. But yeah, there's a bit of a controversial wicket. We sort of touched on it earlier, but Alex Carey basically ran out Johnny Bairstow, had a throw at the stumps and got him out. That's all you need to know. If you don't know what we're talking about, Google it. You'll figure it out. What did you just Google?
I was just Googling the population of England. And as of 2018, it was 55.98 million.
What's that, about half of us? We're about half of that.
Yeah, we're about half of that.
Yeah.
And somehow we just keep beating them in all
Yeah.
sport. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I love that Klutz heard this on the radio. Like, it was India, wasn't it? When we beat India, you heard
Yeah.
them say, and I just know from now on, whenever there's an international sport,
Yeah.
that just,
What's the population?
you'll
Yeah.
immediately be like, yeah, but we have got a smaller
1
population.
billion people against 26 million. And we somehow win it.
But yeah,
Because you sent the wrong cunts over here, didn't you? You sent the ones with a bit of fucking spirit
And we
a
sent
bit of
the-
imagination.
we sent the right ones over
Oh,
to
yeah.
England. But yeah, Alex Carey, controversial run out. Stuart Broad came out to bat following the run out and basically said to Carey, that's something that you're always going to be remembered for.
Oh, Stuart. Stuart of all people.
Stuart of dumb headband fame.
Yeah. Whoops. Sorry, I just kicked the light. I'm in all sorts, people. I'm in all sorts.
Blame Stuart Broad.
Yeah, blame Stuart. He gets me too fired up.
Yeah, and I would much rather be remembered like Carey for that dismissal that potentially won Australia the Ashes than
It
to
was legal as well.
be. Yeah, exactly. Than to be remembered for someone wearing a white headband and throwing
white
shit
headband.
chat.
Headband.
Also, for someone who not so long ago did one of the biggest nicks of all time and didn't walk,
Yeah.
which led to them like winning the Test match, I believe.
Yep.
So,
As someone that's like more of a cricket casual,
yep.
and so when I started hearing the spirit of cricket chat get thrown,
Yeah.
I was a bit intrigued because I don't mind baseball, and a big thing in baseball is the spirit of the game.
Yep.
But then just the onslaught, the avalanche of times England have just been shit cunts.
For lack of a better phrase.
For lack of a better phrase.
For me,
yeah.
I get to like just hit after hit after hit. You guys got to enjoy that over your whole lifetime.
Yeah.
I got to enjoy this anger in the space
Okay.
of 2 days.
So you've basically never seen them like
Yeah.
no, I've
play
never really
outside
seen
of the
them
spirit
like,
of cricket before.
exactly.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So it's just bang, 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 bang. Remember this, remember this,
Yeah.
remember this.
Yeah.
I also love how that shit happens. Like, I couldn't tell you what I had for breakfast yesterday, but I could fucking remember a lot of times England have played outside the spirit of cricket. Like, you know what I mean?
100%. One of our mates, Buckby, summed it up so well. He was like, now it is so evident that the spirit of cricket for England only is a thing when it suits them.
Yeah.
Like, this just drives home that they are just the whiniest cunts.
Yeah.
The term whinging pom has like
Yeah.
never like held more true than this week.
Yep. And I hope that we simply pump them in game 3 and retain the Ashes. Bring them home.
Excuse me.
Well,
I think we will.
I think we will too.
I think we will.
We're in the
But,
driver's seat.
But yeah, for me, man, people that have been remembered for different things. Broad, obviously, for that. One of my favourites is Gordon Tallis.
Yeah.
Dragging Brett Hodgson over the
Look at Tallis. Look at Tallis.
Like, that is one of my all-time favourite things. That's origin for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Us literally dragging New South Wales through
By the scruff
fucking
of the
dirt.
neck. Another good one that I had, and not that this is what I remember this bloke for because he was so much more than this, but Andrew Simons shotting the streaker
Yeah.
at the Gabba. That's
Yes.
just burnt into my memory.
I remember my dad being at that game and texting me on an old fucking Nokia phone. And I'm getting it. He's like, were you watching that? And I was like, oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
he would not stop going on about it for ages.
You know, Simon used to train with the Broncos and shit.
Yeah, like they reckon he would have been an NRL star if he didn't play cricket, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You can see it though, because
he's built like a brick shit house.
Yeah, I love seeing the old photos of him where he's got the Broncos old school training singlet on,
just
and his
chest just
jacked,
exploding
bro.
out of it. Yeah.
Imagine that though, like for your off season of cricket. Oh, what are you gonna do?
Broncos preseason.
I'm just going to go run it straight at Petro and Shane Webkick.
Cuts, he doesn't even want to do his own preseason for 6th grade, and Simon's just fucking doing it with Shane Webkick.
Doing a Wayne Bennett preseason.
Yeah, exactly. Another one that I had was the Channel 9 cameraman who took that catch on the boundary and then sat back down just having a durry.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how else to explain it, but I guarantee you everyone listening will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yep.
And my last one was Michael DeVere for when he got the stapler gun to the face in Origin and it like peeled his face off.
Fucked.
Fucked. Another great player.
Yeah, there was a few I looked at. Obviously, the two first ones that came to my mind was Hopper and the infamous finger
the
of
finger
doom.
in the door.
And
How can we forget that?
Famous soccer player Luis Suarez in the biting, not once but twice.
Yep.
And I just went on a bit of a search to see like what are some of the scattest things people have done that they're like pretty much synonymous with. And this is a name that you people might not know, but in the world of football or soccer, this is just a story I needed to share with you. So there's this Argentinian goalkeeper who in the World Cup finals is remembered for taking a piss before every penalty shot at him.
How do you hold that much piss?
Fucking
So
hell.
the first time he did, his name's Sergio Goyechka, and he did it the first time in the 1990 World Cup for Argentina. Pretty much just had to hang a piss. They went into penalty. Like he was probably the only person on the field that really couldn't face a draw.
Yeah.
So didn't have time to go to the toilets because he would have got out of the zone. Got his teammates to surround him and just pissed out the bottom of his pocket.
Holy shit. So he did it on the field.
On the field, just next to the goalpost, kind of marking his territory more than anything.
At first I thought it was like a head thing, like he's trying to psych the other team out by running into the sheds every time.
No.
But he's pissing on the field.
On the field, next to the goalpost, would take a piss, and then he saved the first penalty. So then the next time,
He's like, I better
the next
piss
guy
again.
walks up. He takes another piss, ends up getting them through against Yugoslavia. The next, that was in the quarterfinals, semi-finals against Italy, goes to penalties.
Better do a
Same
piss.
thing.
Same thing happens.
If
He's
it ain't
pissing.
broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely. Gets them through the penalty shootout against Italy again. And then he said the only reason he didn't do it for the World Cup, and he feels like they might have lost the World Cup, was because it didn't go to pens.
We can only win on pens when he has to piss. Dude, imagine being able to piss on fucking command like that.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, so he said the first game absolutely just because he had to, but then every time he did it after that, and there was numerous times after that,
Like
it was
so
just to psych out the other team, or because he thought it made him a better keeper.
Like Adam Gilchrist with the squash ball in his glove. just had to piss on the field every time he played.
Couple people for me as well. Billy Slater with his little chip and chase in Origin off Lockyer.
That's still like if someone like even when Selvin Colby scored that try on the weekend, you're like, oh, that's a Billy Slater. You know what I mean? Like it still gets called that.
Which is so fucking sick. Peter Siddle getting a hat trick on his birthday.
He's got a hat trick on his birthday. Fucking Mark Nicholas for ruining that moment. Not yet, he hasn't.
Yeah,
Shut up,
he's,
cunt.
Fucking. I'm so glad you can't hear him anymore on our commentary teams.
Yep.
He's a prick. What else was there? Jerry Collins. Yeah, Jerry Collins, unfortunately not with us anymore. One of the great New Zealand All Blacks. There is a great footage of him in the middle of a game. He couldn't run off to piss because there used to be a rule in Union where once you were substituted,
You can't come back on.
You can't come back on unless it's an injury. So he's had to squat in the middle of this full stadium and just piss on the field.
Fuck. I wouldn't be able to, dude.
No.
Stage fright. You'd be sitting. Imagine him kneeling down, going toilet.
So fucked.
A very OG time.
But
there.
see, I think he would have had such a monster hog that he wouldn't have cared who saw.
Yeah, true.
Which I think
True.
good on him.
Barely have to flop it out. Just hangs out the bottom of his shorts, probably.
Do you know
Yeah,
the story
yeah.
of Gary Lineker shitting himself in the middle of the field?
No, I don't know who that is, but
He's
that
an
sounds
English
horrible.
soccer player, and it was either World Cup or the Euros. Just had food poisoning the night before, and the footage of him. He's obviously like taken a hit, fallen, shit himself, and then he's like scooting along the ground.
Oh no!
dry.
Fuck
Fuck, that
that.
is so grim.
It's like making me pucker my ass just hearing it.
And I think one of the two more, Johnny Wilkinson, 2003 World Cup final for ruining a 8-year-old boy's dream.
Yeah.
Many other age group of people.
Yeah, just many Australians.
Many Australians in general. And the last one, going back to soccer, is it Redmayne?
Oh, yeah, Redmayne.
Chucking the fucking water bottle into the crowd.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I thought you were talking about his dancing that he did. But no,
No.
Yeah, with the notes on it for the pens.
Yeah, and just boom, see you
Yeah,
later.
that's so good.
Should have just done a piss.
Yeah.
Righto, we're coming up to the halftime break. Before we take a break, the great man Clutzy's going to give you a rev up for the second half of the podcast. Take it away, man.
All right. Well, I actually won't be with you for this halftime rev up today. I'm just going to give it over to a good friend of mine. You might be able to pick up who it is. All right, boys. I know it's my last one, and we haven't really executed our game plan well. 8 of you fellas, you're back in. You might be your first time. And I'll tell you what, I'm probably going to drop you after this and ruin all of your fucking ability. That's pretty much it, boys. I have no knowledge on how to make you play better. I don't know what I've been doing. And good luck, because I've ruined at least 20 people's representative careers. And you 5 blokes debuting, you fuckers are next. Go get 30 put on you, boys. Shout out to Queensland. I'm a sleeper agent, baby.
Shout out to our defamation lawyers. We'll be right back.
I didn't say who I was. All right, so I have probably made the dribbliest purchase that I'm ever going to make. I hands down don't think I'll ever make a dribbly purchase like this again.
I don't think it's that dribbly.
Well, like for me it is, because I've
you've
gone
got
on
the
about
story.
it a fair
I know,
bit.
but I think that your story makes it less dribbly.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think it's
okay,
dribbling.
right.
Like if it was just a random, you know what I mean? Like if you didn't
Like
have
a
that
random
tie
player.
in.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
would be.
Yeah, no, I feel you there. All right, well, I made a purchase. Got to give a quick shout out. I've plugged in before, but Jersey Lord on Instagram. The bloke just gets so many fucking jerseys from all over the place. He's looking for, if anyone has them, 1982 and 1983 New South Wales RFL badged jerseys. There's only 2 seasons that have NSW RFL badged jerseys. He's looking for them. So if you've got any, hit me up or hit him up and we'll get you in contact, because that's to complete a collection, which would be fucking impressive.
He's had some great jerseys. Long-time listeners of the podcast might remember the Broncos jersey Clutzy got me for my birthday. That was from his page, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I bought a 2009 Storm Away jersey, but this one is a very special one for me. As I've said before, there's a certain player that is the reason why I started supporting Melbourne, purely because I just thought he was a maniac in the Origin arena.
Yep.
And that was Dallas Johnson.
Yeah.
So I saw this pop up a few weeks ago and eventually got it at a reasonable price. So I've got a 2009 Game 2 Game Worn jersey, Queensland Maroons, for fucking Dallas Johnson.
That's fucking elite.
It's got number 156, got the 2009 Origin, and then you can see how fucking game worn it is on the back with the 13. So also, we've been discussing this beforehand. Don't know how he fitted to a medium because he was jacked.
I liked what Donny was saying. Like, I love how the jerseys, and I don't know if they still are. I'm assuming they would be now, but they're not like made to size for him. It's just like, oh, Dallas, he'll be a medium.
Yeah.
Chuck him in a medium.
Yeah, they're not taking all the full measurements. and stuff.
It's not custom.
But so I've purchased this jersey now, which I'm very, very, very happy to have in my repertoire of items. But we were wondering what's some like weird memorabilia that people might have. Now, straight off the bat, I've got a couple of other ones that are related to home.
Yep.
Dad used to work at Carlton United Breweries.
Yep.
Now, they were the major sponsor for the Lions during their three-peat.
Yep.
So we have all these unopened Carlton mid cans at home.
Yep.
There's a special print of the premiership teams from each year.
Yep.
So each year they do their Mad Monday at the brewery.
Yeah, right.
And they had this special print of cans. and it was in the function centre down there. But we have an entire fucking autograph collection of the 3 premiership winning teams.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Pretty sick. Dad's got Cadell Evans. Got like a yellow jersey or something. He got pissed.
The fuck does your dad have that?
Because he got pissed at the Mara Sportsman's lunch and bet on it.
Bid on it at the raffle, yeah.
Yeah, so
I wonder what he paid for it. That's funny as. Would have lost all value as well after he got done for being a drug cheat.
Cadell Evans. Australian,
sorry. I think of Lance Armstrong.
No, Cadell Evans, Australian hero.
Yeah.
And then I think we've also got a Matty Hayden signed frame bat, which isn't too dribbly.
No.
But there's one other. That's right. My roommate, Josh, who's just moved in recently, the first thing he hung up was a signed cricket stump in a frame from Mike Hussey.
That's sick.
Yeah.
That's so sick.
So we got some sick shit floating around.
Yeah. What about you, Donny? Have you got any fucking rare collectibles?
What I love about signed memorabilia is more often than not, unless the player's actively playing or just retired, the value of the item drops dramatically after auction.
Yeah.
Like a fucking anvil.
Yeah.
And one thing that I did see online, we do a lot of like going through Marketplace and trying to find like some sports memorabilia.
Yeah.
And after the Dolphins' inaugural game, there was fins on Marketplace for upwards of $50.
That's so fucked. And they're handing them out like lollipops.
Some people hooked.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Dude, people from New South Wales were like, I need one. Can someone send me one down? It's like, bros, there's literally 4 million of them floating around on Caxton Street. Yeah.
Remember when we were upstairs, they just brought in a stack of 40 of them. We could have just turned them all into $50 notes.
Exactly. Yeah, fuck, that was dumb. We should have done that. I had a similar sort of thought pattern to you, Donny. I was like, I did a bit of Googling first and I was finding a lot of like random soccer stuff online and I was like, I don't even understand this. So I too went to Marketplace and these are all things that I found like in my Marketplace feed. The first one actually very similar to the Lions cans you were talking about. Brisbane Broncos Premiership beer cans from 2006.
That's pretty cool.
An unopened carton. Who the fuck surely you just drink them. Like, why do they need to be
just keep the can.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, why would I want them? They're literally, how long ago was 2006? Fucking years ago.
17 years, mate.
Like 17-year-old beer. What am I going to do? Fucking whack it in the fridge and buy it? I thought that was pretty dribbly. Something else I found was a Jamie Whincup signed and framed V8 supercar panel from 2009.
Oh
so Jamie's had a smash and it's literally this piece of his car, like all crumpled and shit, signed by him.
Funny.
Guess how much someone was selling that for?
How much?
$350.
Oh my God.
It's just who
That's
to,
a bargain.
you know? Who to?
Who too? He obviously didn't do too well in the race because his car's in fucking pieces.
I feel like petrol heads though are proper, like they spend so much money on their car. So imagine what they would spend on like a race driving heroes fucking.
Yeah, true. Signature as well. Yeah. It's kind of true.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite one I found. The title of this one was 9 sports posters from 2011. Ideal for sports bar. $5 each or all 9 for 15. They were legitimately from the Gold Coast Bulletin. You know how in the paper when they like they announced the Queensland Maroons team and they put it in the paper? That's what it was. They'd all been folded into little squares, so they had crease marks on it. There was Sam Stozer, the Gold Coast Suns team pick, a Nitro Circus promo thing. So it was like Nitro Circus, July 6th, blah, 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 blah. And then there was 6 different athletes, all from the Australian Surf Lifesaving Championship.
That is so dribbly.
And someone's selling them at $5 a pop.
That is so fucked.
And one cool thing that I found that actually was fucking sick was the 1938 and 1939 rugby league program. So like with team lists and stuff in them. Yeah, they're like preserved, and I thought that was actually fucking sick.
There's a bloke online. I forgot what his page is called. It only pops up occasionally, but he posts old programs of like grand finals and shit, and it'll be like, it might be like the fucking Queensland Cup or whatever it is.
Yeah,
and you have a look at some of the names floating around. The ones from the 90s are crazy. Yeah, it's like all these up and comers,
boys that are just carving up now. Yeah,
but I did see one the other day on Marketplace that made me laugh because it made me double think everything I knew about this person. It was a Shane Webke framed, signed Queensland Maroons jersey from 2007.
Yeah, right.
Shane Webke retired in 2006
Oh boy.
because they were flogging it off for $80, and I was like, there
This
is
can't be
no
right,
way that this is it. And because I think that's one of the funny things I find with Marketplace is,
It's hard
as
to
you said,
tell
the
that-
anvil drops, but there's certain players where the anvil will never drop.
Yeah.
If you know what I
Darren
mean,
Lockyer.
like Darren Lockyer, Cameron Smith, that sort of shit.
Even then, like, so my mum, she bought, she's got a Lockyer signed, 2005 signed Lockyer jersey.
Yeah.
What do you reckon that goes for?
I don't know.
It had to be at least the value of the jersey.
$500. And it's just like, at $500, it's like not worth selling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
but
you
yeah.
might as well hang on to that
But
forever.
that's what
Yeah.
I mean. There was a Cam Smith signed jersey going for $120. I was like, you wouldn't have been. It was a 2017 jersey. I was like, you wouldn't have been able to buy that jersey
Yeah.
for that much. You're losing money.
And then you look at vintage jerseys and they're like $4,000.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
how the
yeah.
fuck is this? Is vintage and signed, and I can't get fucking.
Do you have anything
for it.
from like random players that you've just asked to get signed and you go, I don't even know who that is?
Dude, I have, when I was little, like real little, like primary school, I had an autograph book, and my mum used to work at Channel 9, and I went up there to get Wally Lewis's signature after the news one night. But I didn't only just get Wally Lewis, I got like Bruce Page, like Melissa Downs, like, all the fucking news presenters. It's so fucking weird.
It's
Like,
just like,
That's so
what's
good.
that for? Like, I lined up when we were young for 3 hours at Chermside to get Chris Lilly to sign my Summer Heights High DVD. And it's just like, what?
that is fucked.
that's dribbly. Also kind of sick.
My
Like,
mum,
not at all.
when I was younger, they used to have this job at Myer called a spruiker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, my
Like a
mum,
fluffer in porn.
yeah, pretty much. That was my mum in the retail industry.
Just keeping everything
Yeah,
in
keeping
order.
everything in check. But she used to do all the interviews for when people were launching clothing lines,
Yep.
fragrances, anything like that. So we've got all these random. There's like Dr. Harry
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
from the vet
show.
bloke.
Yeah.
I think she's got fucking Don Burke, who's a little bit on the
Yeah,
nose these
yeah.
days. But
That
there's
wouldn't be worth much.
no. But there's like Matty Rogers. There's some
That's
former
sick.
Big Brother contestants, and she's got all these photos as well. There was this like old guy, he'd be old now. He was fucking young and hot at the time, but he was releasing some underwear, and it was just him sitting in undies, and Mum's just chatting to him on a couch in the middle of Maya. We've got all this random sign shit. Really fucking weird, but I was the same with an autograph book, sort of, because I grew up around the corner from the Broncos and didn't support them. I used to go down to training when I was like a 6-year-old, and there's all these photos of me with like a bald Corey Parker.
What sort of a 6-year-old goes to rugby league training of a team he doesn't support?
Well, because I didn't have a team then.
But how is it not the Broncos?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, they had this like trading card sort of thing.
I collected these cards as well, dude.
So
yeah.
I've got, like-
I think you got them out of the newspaper.
Yeah,
and they had a
so-
little folder and everything.
I think so, yeah. So I've got the entire Broncos collect. There's like
Yeah.
Brad Myers,
Yeah.
Ashley Harrison.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
We used to love Brad Myers because he looked like my Uncle Bob.
Big Red.
So we just used to call him Uncle Bob. Definitely not the same.
I also
playing
used to
ability.
do like cricket camps over summer and stuff, and you get those mini bats and get like all of the fucking under 19 Queensland Bulls to sign it, and you
Yeah.
look at it, you're like, I couldn't even read what that name is, let alone know who it is.
Have you
Like,
boys been asked to sign anything?
yeah,
yeah.
a few
Yeah?
shirts and hats, and yeah, you
you-
actually feel bad. Like I'm wrecking your hat.
Do
right
you
now.
have like a BBB signature, or do you just,
Nah, just
use
do my
your
initials.
signature?
Yeah.
I did try to start doing clarts, but then I have to think about it when I'm doing it halfway through. And I did one and it looked really shit. And I was like, oh my God.
People come up like they buy our merch, like, can you sign my shirt? I'm like, dude, I'm just gonna look fucked. Like, it's gonna look, my handwriting's fucked. But okay, sure, people do.
Yeah,
it.
that's
sign
so,
hats
that's,
and shit.
That's sick though.
Yeah.
To be signing stuff, you boys are real. That's why you're That's why you're Brisbane's newest A-listers.
Bro, we had, this is fucked. After we won the 2018 6th grade grand final, I was down at Ballymore and I had the trophy and I was fucking blind. I made it on Fox Sports.
Yeah, this is when you had a shaved head.
This is when I had a shaved head and I was a big boy with a bit of a beard and it was fucked. And this dad, he was like, oh, can the kids take a photo with the trophy? Because he thought I had the first grade
Prem
trophy.
grade, yeah.
And that I was like out injured or something. And then because he was like, oh, like I was fucking blind and just getting amongst it. And then he's like, oh, can you like sign stuff for the kids? I was like, bro, I play 6th grade. Can I take my trophy?
You should have been like, absolutely, yes, I can.
But he's so fucked.
But if you've got weird memorabilia out there, make sure you fucking send it in. We want to see it. The weirdest and weird and wonderful, I guess.
Yep.
I can't wait to have a proper man cave and just deck it out with really weird shit.
Yeah,
like
fuck
Jamie
yeah.
Wincup's bashed up car.
Yep. A guitar pick.
Um,
From Dale from Nukin.
Rightio, everyone's favourite time of the week. Time for the tips, baby.
Yo!
Bye week this week for a few teams. Lots of teams have players out for Origin, so it's a bit of a tricky one.
Do you, like, just before we get into the tips, I'm just going to railroad this. Do you think the gap's too big in between these games?
No.
In between Origin?
I think it's got to be a fortnight. Like, to disrupt 9 weeks of the season, of a 25-week season, it's pretty hectic.
But would you argue that it's not actually disrupting more time because they're back playing for their clubs in between
Yeah.
instead of
No,
having
but
the whole
like
series
Yeah,
out?
I guess, but they're like...
I know what you mean though, because they're like back for 1 week and then out and then
Yeah.
back and then it's not like they're getting into the rhythm or
I
whatever.
do think it chops it up well, though, because it's like, how else are you going to, with the 17th team now, how else are you going to
Yeah,
Yeah.
do
that's
your
true.
buys and shit like that?
Are you blokes totally anti 2 games, a third of it's a decider?
Yeah.
100%. I want 3 games.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I just
live
don't
for
know.
That's why what I was going to say, disrupt 9 weeks of the season. I couldn't give a fuck.
It's the pinnacle.
Queensland is the pinnacle of rugby league for me.
I just think it's tough for teams like Para, for example.
Yeah, fuck them, but
I know, but like they've had like they've been having all these new players get pulled out of their club for a dead rubber that they could get injured in.
Yeah.
It's just a bit scat.
don't play then. Make yourself unavailable.
Yeah, that's
Say
true.
no.
I
Yeah.
don't know. And I'm big on like, I think I care more about Origin than the grand finals, to be honest. But like, once it's done,
other
I don't
thing-
want my players getting
Don't
fucked
they get
up.
paid
Yeah.
30K per match?
I think they dropped it down to 15 and they haven't put it back up yet.
I see what you're saying though, Don. Like Queensland have got this in the bag. Broncos will have like 6 people playing.
Yeah.
What if someone goes out there and gets injured? Like, yeah, I sort of get where you're coming from, but also
I would love.
sweep them. Fucking
I would
sweep
love
'em.
to get
Yeah.
injured.
I'd love
for
to-
a
I want to
state.
fucking sweep
I'd
the
love
leg
to
here.
win by 60.
Yeah, in a dead rubber, I can kind of understand why people are like, oh, I wish it was closer in a decider.
Yeah.
In a dead rubber, those people can definitely jump off because
No, I don't even get the argument of I wish it was closer in a decider.
No.
Winning is winning, and I want to
Yeah.
fucking win, and I don't care how much I
I
win
think
by.
with the I wish it was closer is just good because like you see them have hope.
Yeah.
And then you get to crush it just in a different way.
Yeah.
But it's also good to see someone in a dark abyss where they just don't know what they're doing. They're just floating.
Like the kid I saw wearing a Mitch Moses jersey back to
Yeah.
front crying.
Speaking of people in dark abysses, when we look towards the first game this week, we have the Tigers against the Sharks. Now, they are floating in purgatory. They're
Sheensy
pretty
reckons
much
they can
dead.
He reckons they can still make the 8.
Who?
Sheensy.
Yeah, of course.
He said he's
does,
going
bro.
to see out the rest of the season. They could still make the 8.
Yeah, well,
mean-
if there's any aged care homes that want to come and support the podcast and sponsor, we'll be glad to get you on board because we can get him signed up for you.
Yeah.
He needs to go away.
I'm tipping the Sharks.
Yeah, I'll tip
Yeah.
the Sharks.
In a big way.
Friday is the next game. Dragons, Raiders, Win Stadium, Wollongong. Who we got?
I reckon the Raiders could put 50 on them.
Yeah.
The Raiders aren't losing anyone to, and they've just got Huddy Young back, who I think will be angry.
Fired up. Ben Hunt's obviously out for
Yeah.
the Dragons.
Yeah,
Last week I said,
he
what's
hasn't
more
been in
boring?
for about 6 weeks.
Yeah, he's mentally out.
Mentally
that's for
checked
sure.
out a long time ago.
Yeah.
I asked, is there anything more boring than Raiders Titans on a Saturday afternoon? It's actually Dragons Raiders on a Friday night.
Yeah, that actually sucks so much. Not as much as this though. Saturday, the early game, 5:30 is the Eels versus the Warriors in Combank at Combank. Clutzy and I were actually talking about this one today. I think the Warriors absolutely hump the Eels. No Gutho, no Moses, no Regan Campbell-Gillard.
No Dill Brown still.
Warriors also going pretty well.
Very well.
Yeah.
Other than last week, which I think will just be a
But
blip.
I think someone said to me today at work, how did the Warriors lose that? I was like, mate, it was torrential downpour rain.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't matter what to, like, they're
raining
playing
for both
South as
teams,
well. Yeah, but no, what I mean, Donny, as
It's like anyone can win games in the rain.
Right.
you could have a $9 rough. You could have
Yeah.
literally like a team paying $9.
Tigers.
First v 17th.
Or just like, the
Rain
Tigers
brings
did it
them
for
right
Penrith.
back, man, because you
Yeah.
can't play your normal expansive game.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry, I thought you were going to carry on with that.
That's what
Ignore last weekend.
Last week doesn't count. I think the Warriors come out. They're going to be pissed off. Coming to Para. It's Jacko versus Lukey.
Yeah, didn't think about that.
Battle of the Hot Boys.
Yeah.
And I think Jacko wins.
Yeah, I think Jacko wins too. Sorry, Lukey.
Sorry.
Yeah, I just can't back a team with Madison in the 6.
Now, Rabbitohs Bulldogs.
This is a tough
It's
one.
actually a tough one because Rabbits have just lost Cody as well.
And what's his name, the bloke? Cam Murray.
Cam Murray.
Yep.
Yeah, well, they're going to
No
listen to
shot.
rugby anyway.
No shot.
Bulldogs
Did you
also
see the Dogs
suck.
on the weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They lost 66
yeah, but have
nice.
what happened to your team after they got pumped by 66 points? They haven't lost since.
They beat the Rabbits.
You know what
Yeah,
I
they
mean?
did beat the Rabbits.
They beat the Rabbits, they beat Melbourne,
No.
they beat Penrith, and then they just put 70 points on the team.
Yeah, but this is the difference, right? When the Cows got spanked like that, everyone was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
When the Dogs just got spanked, everyone's like, oh, that's not
Yeah,
good.
it's-
But it was by the, and then everyone's like, was it the Knights? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think this is going to be close at all. I'm going South 13 plus.
I think there's going to be one upset this week, and then it's going to be the Bulldogs. So there you go. You heard it here
Yeah.
first.
I am going the Bunnies.
But tough game.
Actually, fuck, they got no Cook. Murray.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, they don't have their spine.
Well, they might back up. Oh,
no, they
No,
won't back
do.
up because the game's next
the
week.
game's after this.
Oh, yeah,
Origins
true,
on
true.
Wednesday.
What the fuck am I talking about? Yeah, wow.
I'm going the Dogs.
I trust the South
You know what?
system.
Fuck it. I'm going the Doggies.
Nah,
I'm going the Doggies.
No shot.
And the final game of the round, 4 o'clock Sunday, Queensland Derby, Titans, Finns. This is a tough one.
Very tough.
On the Gold Coast.
Finns without Hammer.
Yep.
Titans without Fafoida,
Yeah.
Brimson, and
Tino.
Tino.
And Footawaker.
And Footawaker, yep. I'm going Finns.
Yeah, I'm going Finns. Yep.
Finns played really well
and
against the Bronx.
one
the other
person you're
night.
forgetting who's out. So Brimson. Brimson for feeder,
Yep.
Fodawaker, Tino.
Yeah.
Finn's missing the hammer. So yeah, I'm going
Who
Finns
did
as
we
well.
forget?
AJ.
I said Brimo first.
Oh, did you? Sorry.
Oh, how could I ever forget AJ? We locked eyes up here a lot.
Yeah.
You know when you lock eyes and it's like, fuck me eyes? Like, I
Yeah.
think I was me and AJ up here,
Yeah.
but I was too awkward to go up and say anything. So I'd like
gets
to
like
meet
that,
him
though.
again.
Yeah.
I've had some great times betting responsibly on AJ, actually.
He's
Yeah.
always good.
We all
for
have.
it.
Oh, bro. Magic round last year, me and Sebo got it in first try scorer.
Yeah, right.
Bang.
And I didn't even know what happened. And I got back from the toilet. They're like, Brimo. I was like, yeah, he's sick, man. Like, he scored first.
He's
I was
extra
like,
sick.
Cool.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I'm going Finns.
Still like, that's a fucking coin toss. I'll go home team Titans.
Okay.
It's fair. What about you? You going Finns?
Yeah, I went Finns.
Righto. Well, that's all we've got time for this week. Thank you for tuning into the sports show. Let us know the weirdest memorabilia you have. Also, some funny things that people will be remembered for. And if you want us to sponsor your gooch of your team, email info@bloodybrilliantbeers.com. Donny, thanks for coming on as always, mate.
Hey, thanks for having me. Hope I've earned another shot next week again.
Yeah,
This
we'll
1
see
week
about
contract
that.
is hanging over my head a little bit, but
We'll see about that.
Shout out to Head Noise.
Make sure you go follow the Don at Donny Sports everywhere. Check out his pod. He does with his mate Jord. They're doing great stuff out of the mighty Caxton Hotel. We will see you on Monday. We've got a ripper pod lined up.
Do we?
I've listened to some calls and they're fucking good.
Yeah, sweet. That's good.
Yep. So get keen for that.
Bye.